So I'm doing a Bible journey and I'm seeking entrepreneurs, business people in the Bible and learning insights from them. And today we're in Acts, and Paul, he's traveling, evangelizing, and lands in this city called Philippi. Now, Philippi is modern Europe, and it's ran by Rome. And so there's not many Christians, no churches, and he encounters on the Sabbath out by a river, leaves the city to pray, because there's, again, no churches, encounters a woman named Lydia, and Lydia fears God, and she hears Paul preaching and speaking and commits her life to following Christ, to following the teachings of Jesus. And it says, just briefly here in Acts, chapter 16, verse 14, a God-fearing woman named Lydia, a dealer in purple cloth from the city of Thyatira, and that's all that's used to describe Lydia, but there's so much packed in there. So first, she's a dealer in purple cloth, and back in the day, if you were a merchant, a textile merchant, if you dealt in purple cloth, you dealt in the highest form of luxury textile, meaning you typically served the royal, you typically served the wealthy. And so Lydia, this God-fearing woman, she's a dealer in purple cloth, so she's a luxury textile dealer. Number two, she's from the city of Thyatira, which, and I'll see if I can get a map to drop in here, but Thyatira was located 350 miles away from the city of Philippi. So she had to cross a sea, and she's living in this foreign land, living in the market. She's living where there's demand, and ideally probably controlling the logistical nature of transporting these goods, so controlling this trade route. And some of that's inferred, right? But she's a dealer in this land where there's demand, selling to a people, but there's likely she's importing, and very likely, there's people along that line that she supports or employs. A couple things. So she hears the word of the Lord from Paul, and she commits her life to Christ. She made a decision, and she immediately got baptized. And so business owners are, number one, decisive. Number two, they go where the demand is. Number three, they choose businesses where there is demand, right? No offense to the merchant set up at the local market selling soap. like the soap, by the way, I have some of their soap over here. Great people. But a real business owner is going to find something with demand. They can charge a premium, and they can build up and support their family on. And by the way, and this lady, it says here, after she and her household were baptized, so she's here as the matriarch with her household. So she gets baptized. Her household also gets baptized. And then she tells Paul, if you consider me a believer in the Lord, come and stay in my house. So the crazy thing is, next thing you know, Paul and his a companion, they get locked up. So they get busted. But they have a really, impactful experience there in the jail. But immediately, when they get out of jail, the next, and to my knowledge, the last mention of Lydia is in Acts chapter 16, verse 40. After leaving the jail, they came to Lydia's house, So they honored what she requested. She said, come to my house and stay with me. They honored that, but they had to go to jail first, and they come out, they honor it. And it says, where they saw and encouraged the brothers and sisters, right? Because now her household are Christians and departed. Well, her house is now, in essence, used as a place for ministry, right? And Paul comes in to teach. So, in essence, she's established a church, right? A church is a body of believers. She's established the first known church in Europe in this. Business owner establishing this church. And there's just a lot that can be taken from this. Another thing, too, it's a woman. And, so often people are like, the Bible is so patriarchal and, men are so dominant in the world of business. Read the Bible. The Bible talks about Proverbs 31, a Proverbs 31 woman goes and plants a field, right? She is a trade woman. She's a businesswoman. So my encouragement would be this. Number one, if you're into business, are you in an industry where you can actually maximize your capability? Number two, if you're in a business, are you where people are at? Now we live in a world where you can be where they're at virtually, but there's also an element of like, are you a tech founder? If so, get to San Francisco, get to Austin, get to New York. Are you in the carpet industry? Get to North Georgia. Are you in the production industry? Get to LA, right? Are you in oil? Get to Texas, right? Are you into short-term rentals? Get to Florida, get to the coasts, right? So are you a farmer? Get to the Midwest. There's an element of being where your market is. And then I guess the third extraction here is she was decisive. Business owners make decisions and then make those decisions right. They don't delay decision making. And in my experience personally, in interacting with thousands of entrepreneurs over the years through my career, the most successful business owners make decisions like that. So I'll give you an example. So I'm selling a service and I get on a call, and the guy on the call, his net worth, $60 billion. One of the wealthiest tech investors on the planet, right? And I'm on a call with him, and we were off the call within 5 minutes because he gets on the call. I'm selling his service, tens of thousands of dollars to even access his service. And he immediately says, hey, Dalton, I'm an entrepreneur. I test. If I have a good idea, I test it. And if it works, I keep it. I want the service. I don't need to be sold. Just help me get started. I'll test it out. And if it doesn't work, we'll shut it down. I said, yes, sir. And he got started. And that's very true for most entrepreneurs. They just make a decision and make it right. So either way, I hope this has been helpful. I'm going to be doing more of these, but either way, Acts chapter 16, verses specifically 14, 15, and then 40 are where I extracted this from. So if you're a Christian business owner, just know that all you need to know about how to run your business is built into this manual called the Bible. And the Lord's given it to us to go out and to succeed as his children, as his servants, as his disciples. And I'm praying that you have nothing but success in your business to glorify him. Amen.